You're such an asshole.
Taking this opportunity on Thanksgiving to bang out the requests over at assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world's only professional asshole, will work hallowed holidays. This is a hallowed holiday. Thanksgiving is it's up there. This isn't like Flag Day or something, or St. Patrick's Day. Well, some people that might be a holy holiday. Good evening, Aaron. I'd like to request 2 videos from you. One, I'd like you to review the CNN article about the woes of Macy's corporations as their accounting department missed $154 million in erroneous accounting accrual entries. Too much DEI, I guess. And then 2, PSA on Synapse. So I remember I emailed them. I said, you want to know stuff about like FDI insurance and all that. And like, I've worked in banking, but I wasn't like in the insurance. I'm not an expert on FDIC insurance. So then he says, well, I'll pay for an original. So I'll do that one next. So I go to the article here. I'll read it for you. Macy's found a single employee hid up to $154 million worth of expenses. So right off the bat, okay, we got to be careful with our words, right? We want to be accurate, right? You're implying it's a DEI hire. I'm not disagreeing. It certainly could be, but this is bad. So one, the amount, $154 million. And then when you say hid, like, okay, you mean that's on purpose? For example, I have a hard time believing someone would hide 154 million, right? Like that's an absurd amount of money. There's many instances. I think they executed a gal in Vietnam who defrauded the Vietnamese country by like 72 billion. It's some astronomical amount. I'm like, lady, how much do you fucking need? I think there was a not Manuel Noriega, not that guy. There was, I think, a Panamanian president who, out of the numbers are something like a $1.5 billion public works project, he embezzled $1 billion. And I'm like, you're all getting way too greedy. Can't you just skim like people aren't going to miss 500,000, right? And you could say, well, that's managerial fees or something like that. But when you take 2/3 of the budget, you're a really dumb criminal. And then on top of the lady with someone look up, but it was multiple billions of dollars. I'm like, lady, how much fucking money do you need? I think China just executed a guy for fraud or embezzlement. And so I got the same question for this person. We don't know if it's a guy or a gal. 154 million. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm in the accounting department at Macy's. I'm not the CFO. I'm not some bigwig who's got expensive tastes. I'm just a rank and file. Let's say mid-level account making 80 grand a year. Isn't the first million enough? You got to get 154 times that? I don't know. I think I'd be pretty good with $1 million. There was also a guy who sent fake invoices was it to Google or Facebook? I even did an article about, or did a video on an article about him. And he said he just sent in fake invoices and they paid it. Okay. And he made, I think, multiple millions of dollars, man. I would quit. Look, here's what it is. You find a briefcase of money and it's got 500,000. You quit. You take it, you shut the fuck up. You don't tell no one about it. Quit while you're ahead kind of thing. And so it leads me to believe the title, there's one person who they're way too greedy and not smart enough to realize, hey, maybe you could do this. It looks like an accidental mistake, but 154 million. Then that's beyond like a mental addiction to money. Macy's announced Monday that a single employee was responsible for so many accounting irregularities that the company was forced to delay its quarterly earnings report, which the retailer had planned to release Tuesday. The company recently discovered the unnamed employee intentionally hid as much as $154 million in expenses over the course of nearly 3 years, prompting the retailer to conduct an independent forensic accounting investigation. So They're saying it's erroneous. So he wasn't or she wasn't trying to hide the money. Maybe this is just a lazy person who want to do their job. Like, oh, that's hard work. I don't want to do that. The employee whom Macy's is said is no longer with the company intentionally made erroneous accounting accrual entries to hide small package delivery expenses. I'm confused. It's either laziness or a very clever way to embezzle money. Hide small package delivery expenses. So over 3 years, you had accrual entries. You're accruing the expenses to hide small package delivery expenses. Well, did the money? That's why I want to know if this is embezzlement or he just didn't want to do his job. Macy's did not say why the employee hid the expenses. Although the questionable expenses were a small fraction of the $4.36 billion in delivery expenses Macy's recognized between the fourth quarter of 2021 through its most recent period, Macy's found that the errors were significant enough to delay reporting its full quarterly earnings until December 11th. Still, the company said there was no indication that the erroneous accounting accrual entries had any impact on the company's cash management activities or vendors' payments. So it was an accounting error. So that leads me to believe that the money's there. He didn't embezzle it. The guy just didn't want to do his job. So far, that's what it seems to me. So far, the company's investigation points just to the one former employee. Investigators have not found any other employees who may have participated in the creation of the fake accounting entries. At Macy's Incorporated, we promote a culture of ethical conduct, said Macy's CEO Tony Spring in a statement. While we work diligently to complete the investigation as soon as practical and ensure this matter is handled appropriately, our colleagues across the company are focused on serving our customers and executing our strategy for a successful holiday season. Accounting issues will do little to soothe investors who have sent Macy's stock down nearly 20% this year. I'm not recommending anything. But we caught someone who's fucking up their job, right? We got rid of this person. Well, you solved the problem, right? But your stock is off 20%. What is Macy's stock? Let's take a look. I don't know they're their own company. Let's go a month. Oh, it's kind of all over the place. Oh, well, okay. For 6 months, it's been going down. It's probably been going down for reasons outside of this. It's a long-term trend down. I don't see like a spike going down. Like, oh, we just discovered this. A PE ratio of 24. Oh my God. Oh, a dividend yield of 4.35%. That's not bad. Okay. I stopped looking at, I mean, I don't look at cash flow anymore. I just invest in the S&P 500 because it's an inflation hedge. That's all it is. PE ratios don't matter anymore. I remember when the average PE ratio was 15. No, like the new PE ratio is 25, 26. Like, okay, fine. People don't care, like, price to sales, bro. Okay, fine. Just number go up, right? Okay. I got it. The accounting problem raises the question as to the competence of the company's auditors. Neil Saunders, retail analyst and managing director of Global Data Retail, told CNN. Such things create more nervousness for investors already concerned about the company's performance. Macy's released a preliminary earnings report Monday and revealed that quarterly sales slipped 2.4% to $4.7 billion because of weakness in its digital channels and cold weather categories as the country experienced its warmest fall on average. The retailer's decline in sales is expected to be given that the middle market isn't great and that Macy's is far from being on the front foot across all of its stores. But it still underlines the fact the company is in overall decline, Saunders said. The company has identified hundreds of stores that it plans to close as part of a turnaround plan. The stores that the company plans to keep open performed somewhat better, but their sales still fell. Bloomingdale's fared better. Sales at those high-end stores, man, I don't know if it's been... That has not been in... I'm thinking Bloomingdale's is more east side of the country. I'm not kidding. I think the last time I was in a Bloomingdale's, I was under 18. Blue Mercury sale. Blue Mercury? What the hell is that? Sales rose 3.2%. The 165-year-old retailer in July rejected talks with private investors attempting to take over the company and opted to pursue its own strategy to remake the chain. Shares of Macy's fell nearly 3%. All right, so it did take a 3% hit, but it's down for other reasons. Just close all your California stores, Macy, and then people won't be stealing from you. All you companies, corporate America here, just shut down all your branches and divisions and stores in blue states, certainly blue cities, so you stop having shit being stolen from you. Go to where those boring Republican people are, the red states where they work for a living and generally obey the law. And then I think you should knock it off with donating money to leftist politicians who just make your lives hell. But that's all right. So you're going the DEI angle. Let me look up something. If I go to Macy's, I go to their website. Am I going to see some DEI bullshit? Let's start there, because let's be honest. We don't know if this was an affirmative action hire. And I'll tell you again, guys, never forget who caused the .com bubble and the housing bubble. It was middle-aged white dudes. Were there some women I worked with? Yes. Was there some minorities somewhere? But actually, I never ran into that. I did not. I mean, there was one black guy, but he was different department. Accounting was a thing. So I'm not so cool. Oh, it's DEI. Like, no. Hey, white males, we put up some pretty good numbers when it comes to fraud. Comes to fucking retarded decisions. So I'm a little, I mean, it could be anyone. And you know what? What's funny, think about that. To show you how leftists do not help minorities at all. It is a human condition to be lazy and to be tempted to commit fraud or steal or cheat. Let's just say in some way. That's universal. That has been proven no matter what, obviously during the housing bubble. So whatever, you're black, Hispanic, male, female, whatever, they're going to commit fraud because at the end of the day, they are a lazy person, not because they're black or Hispanic or female. It's just that's human nature. But now that everything's been DI and oh my God, the minorities, yay! Now it's all, oh, it's because they're black or Hispanic. It's like, no, what if they're just a piece of shit human being? Because I think the fraud would have happened anyway. You guys understand the point I'm trying to make? We have done the society so much of a disservice, separating ourselves into categories instead of just like, hey, no bullshit behavior. All right, done, full stop. You know, it's very similar to, and I'll even admit that I've succumbed to this, is we can't have female heroes in movies no more. Right? You can't have a Laura Croft. You can't have an Aliens anymore, because now if you throw a girl into it, my mind immediately goes into girl boss. Oh, it's a girl boss. It's a propaganda thing. Now, in the past 5 years, you certainly would have been right. And this year, I'm sure coming out with whatever new movies. Yeah, it is propaganda, but we've ruined at least 2-3 generations, 2 on the younger side going into the future. We're not going to be able to enjoy hero girl flicks. You can't have a true badass girl anymore because you've poisoned the water. And I would have, well, what would have it been like to have a really cool girl? I mean, you guys, you're like Supergirl or Batgirl. Like when they originally came out, everyone was like, oh yeah, Batgirl, okay, cool. Yeah, man, we're up for that. Wonder Woman. I think the first Wonder Woman movie to come out with Gal Gadot, that's the last time we've had, oh yeah, Wonder Woman, cool, man. Yeah, we're all for it. And now it's just like, oh, is it flat butt Larson and don't need, no, we hate man. Okay, fine, fuck it. So even if you did come out with a good, honest try at a girl hero movie, no one's gonna believe it anymore. You fucked over your audience too much. So let's go to Macy's and see. Oh yeah, that's a retailer. I got to go to Macy's corporate, not the Macy's customer service credit stores, Inc. Corporate sales, investors, Macy's jobs. Okay, they got a sustainability. Let me click on the sustainability. We're embedding. No thanks. Macy's corporate responsibility, improvement ESG performance, efforts, people, environment. Macy's honors National LGBTQ Pride Month. That's May. Macy's part next generation celebration of Asian Pacific America. Yeah, you got your standard lip service. It's not. Let me take a look at their employment thing because it work with us. Well, come on, computer. Is it? Am I losing my mind, or your website sucks? Work with us. Vendors, Macy's open positions. Oh, it goes to you know what? I compared to other websites, they don't seem all that woke. They got their token amount. Hey, we're not putting nuclear waste into our water supply. And oh, look, I mean, there's not a white person on this page. It's all minorities. You got your standard mixed race. We didn't want to spend enough money to hire 3 separate models, because that would be real diversity. Like, think about that. Well, if we hired, get our standard black guy and a Hispanic woman and the Asian guy and the Asian gal, and then some MBA. Whoa, bro. Do you know what your marketing expense would be? Yeah, but we'd be employing a bunch of different people, actors and actors, like models. What don't you want to? No, that's just bullshit, bro. Get the standard mixed race girl with the kind of fro and throw her in. Everybody will see themselves in that one person. So we're going to only hire 10% of the people we normally would, and we're going to call that diversity? Yeah, bro. What if that particular suit goes well with the black guy's skin tone? He looks really dead. No, man. Mixed race standard girl with sort of fro. She's in everything now. Everything. What about this? This white guy, he looks pretty good in that. Oh, he's got the right hair color in it. No, man. No. The Asian gal, she looks good in that outfit. Why don't? No, man, you can't do it. So I don't see it. There's not a ridiculous amount. I don't see like white people self-flagellating themselves. So I don't know. I'm just gonna assume it's standard fraud. I'm gonna say, and the way this reads, I don't think it was even necessarily malicious. It doesn't sound like embezzlement. It just sounds like laziness and accounting errors. Now, what maybe wasn't an affirmative action hire? Sure, fine, maybe, I don't know. It, I don't know. It doesn't read right, You do the spectral analysis of a sun. Like, I don't see a lot of lithium in that sun. It's not coming through. I don't see it. I'm not getting the DNA read on it. It just seems to me they hired a lazy fuck, and that's it. It wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't an affirmative action hire. It just doesn't sound that way. I could not talk about this though without mentioning this. Here, let me to get to your point. The real threat with DEI is your lawsuits. That's what happened. But here's the famous one. Former Facebook and Nike diversity manager gets 5 years in prison for $5 million fraud. All right, that I think you guys remember that. Barbara Furlow Smiles, who pled guilty to wire fraud in a case of December stole more than $5 million from Facebook, utilizing a scheme involving fraudulent vendors, fake invoices, and cash kickbacks, said Atlanta U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan. Used the money she stole to fund a luxury lifestyle in California, Georgia, and Oregon. Why would you live in fucking Oregon? And I think, Nike hired her after she got let go. Lead strategist, global head, employee resource groups, and diversity engagement at Facebook subsidiary of Meta. She was not Facebook's top executive for diversity, equity, inclusion. Look, you. All right, I'm going to go through this again. It is not, the risk of DEI is not, we're going to hire Jerome to do accounts payable. That's not it. That's not where your real risk is. It's where you make a fucking department and you put this department, obviously staffed by diversity hires, in charge of corporate culture, infecting and affecting the entire corporate culture to the negative by demoralizing people, by making it not meritocratic, by just having this Nazi, Stasi, CCP government agent in the room. And those, you happen to be a Latina. You are Juanita. You're dating Barney Fife over at Mayberry, and you just happen to work in supply chain. That's not the threat. You hire Bipsy because Juanita went to school for supply chain management, right? These are working people. It's the fucking leaders, and they're not leaders, they're frauds. It's the people who major in DEI, and that's their actual fucking job. Those are the people you have to look out for, because the people who go and major in DEI and dare present themselves as some sort of consultants or experts, which is nothing more than a shakedown racket, those are unethical people. Those are people that will steal from you. Those are people that will destroy your forget steal. They'll just demoralize the fuck out of your employees and make it that you don't go look at all the companies that are failing now, all the video game studios that are failing now because DEI came in. It's a poison. It's a mind virus. It's a computer virus. It shuts everything. It's like that the virus the Israelis came up with and installed in Iran's nuclear development program. Was it Stanix? Something like that. That's the real damage. A lot, and most of it's legal too. Like, oh my God, we just can't wait to hire Karen and HR to fucking kick the shit out of everybody that actually works hard at this company. What's it called? Ubisoft is another example where they just it's not the activists that Ubisoft hired. It's the fact that there was DEI policies and a worship religious cult of DEI that allowed or promoted people to hire these activists in the first place instead of video game programmers. I mean, you start throwing money around, yeah, people going to line up for it. Sure, that's human nature. But why are you offering money for people who aren't video game developers? Because you make me feel good. And then the CEOs of all these companies want to fuck the HR ladies and DEI because, okay, can't wait to fund Theranos some more. Touch P now, Elizabeth Holmes. That's where the real threat is. I'm not worried about rank and file employees. I'm more worried about, you have a culture. You hired a full-time person to be a goddamn Nazi over people's traits, huh? Fuck you. You will go broke. Won't go broke. All right, there we are. We got any super chats. Let's go to the super chats. Dre, $2. How common was embezzlement in your banking days? Not common at all. I don't think I ever ran into an issue of embezzlement. I'm sure maybe somewhere there was. The main thing was not possible products, not possible deals. You would have a entrepreneur, washed up boomer dude, bro, real estate, bro, and they wanted to play make-believe businessman. And they were all about top line numbers, not cash flow or profits. So it was like, how much real estate do I own, bro? Oh, I did X amount in sales or business, bro. And all they were doing, they were just to simply describe it, it was a bunch of fake rich white guys. I'm telling you the truth, not to say there wasn't the occasional minor, but it was predominantly white guys, middle-aged white guys, who were sitting on some property at one point in time. The property went up in value. They borrowed against it to go buy more property. They're going to do some real estate development, and they're going to rent out their properties. Well, when they overbuilt, both commercial and residential, and they, spent $200,000 building each house or each unit, and they couldn't sell it for what they invested in it, so they could only sell it for $175. Then they try and lease it out, but because there was so much property, so much real estate, you couldn't get the rents for it either to cover this. But then prices kept going up. So what they would do is they would borrow against the equity and that, and then go and build more. And the whole idea was to keep mostly real estate development companies going. See, oh, we're building here, we're building there, and now we built out even more. And based on appraised values, a big component of it was they would argue like the fucking Dickens to get their appraisals up. So they see, I'm solvent. See, you should lend me more money now. But it never did the point in time come would they sell a property for a profit, uh, um, reduce, or what's the word I'm looking for? Repay the debt, reduce the debt, make the whole on the debt, or they would lease it and it would generate the cash flow to pay for the debt service that went to finance the building of it. And it was, but just keep going, keep going, keep going until one bank inevitably said, we're not extending it. Not only are we not going to increase your limit, we're not extending it. Give us our fucking money back. And then it went down like that. So it wasn't embezzlement. Oh, I'm sure there was embezzlement going on somewhere, but it was really just banker bros and real estate bros sucking each other off. And then, inevitably it's like, hey, are you guys going to actually produce anything of value instead of suck each other off? And they're all like, no. And I'm like, okay, we're done with you. And then the FBI showed up one day. Could you imagine a cool FBI agent, hat on, backwards, sunglasses? Hey, bro, what's up, bro? So, we're going to, audit you now, bro? And, check this shit out, man. We're totally going to need all your receipts. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I'll meet you out by your Beamer. The dude, bro, FBI agent. There's a character in the movie for you. There's a character. He's good, right? He knows exactly what he's doing, but it's all facade to make him look like a douche canoe. Kind of like Columbo. He's like this old man. He's nothing. Just one more thing. He's actually really smart. Dre, $2. If it's made in the West, I assume DEI by default. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's infected everywhere. It's to what extent? I know the product. I mean, do you guys want to buy anything? Been watching a couple car channels. You got to make sure you're not just getting, oh my God, everything's going bankrupt. But no one wants electric cars. No one wants Jaguar, that's for certain. There's nothing exciting. I mean, really, we got Christmas coming up. I remember when you were a young kid and you're like, oh my God, there was the thing, and in my day, it was the Nintendo. In your day, it might have been the PlayStation 2. We were excited about something. There is not a fucking thing I'm excited about. Not a thing. I even fired up. I mailed all my Xbox 360 games down here because we got a 360 here. I don't have a 360 up north. I'm just going to be playing 360 games in my spare time here. I'm like, oh my God. What? Avowed? No, I'm not playing Avowed by people who literally hate white men, as it comes to be found out. No, I don't. I'm not excited about anything Christmas wise. Christoph on $2. Dude, bro, hiding expenses to pad his bonus. No, it sounds more accounting. It doesn't sound like he was in sales. We need more information to figure out what it was all about. But so far, what I read, it just sounded like they hired a lazy person who, what do you mean I got to do all this work to account for delivery expenses? No, I'll just make them up as I go along because it's fast. I think that's what it is. Nonstop Dre, $2. Common sense is a bigoted offense. It's a Gundam. Judd Grover, $5. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm mostly recently grateful of my kind colleague. She gave me 3 pairs of her boyfriend's shoes. I got hand-me-downs. So the GF, she has a lot of siblings. And the youngest sibling was an oopsie baby. So hang on. So when we were first going out, her youngest sibling, he was like 15 or 16. And he was growing so quickly that he had to get rid of all these clothes, but he was like the right height that I fit perfectly into his clothes. So I was getting all these really fashionable clothes back in the day, 15 years ago, like Massimo and all this other cool hip shit. And it just fit me perfectly. And it got too tall, and then the clothes got too big for me. Like, God dang it. Those are some nice clothes I got. Lifting off some high school kid. Crom 93. Happy Thanksgiving, Cappy. Host Rule 0 soon. Yes, I'm hosting this like 2 days from now. I'll be hosting because today is what, Thursday? Thursday. Yep, I'll be hosting tomorrow or 2 days from now. I got to figure out what I'm going to talk about. Dre, $2 video games, Suicide Squad. God dang, man. I got something in my throat. Video game Suicide Squad is only $5 DEI special. It's shit. It's shit. There, I'll do a video on this later, but uh, yeah, you should get all upset that they're making shit video games, but I can't get too worked up about it because I'm like, all right, you guys are the one. You're losing $250 million a shot. The people will win this. We're gonna win it, and we don't have to. We don't give you the conditions of winning. Is we give you our money for this, and we aren't giving you our money for this. And you guys just wasted God and sometimes 8 years of your lives developing thing, and $250 million of other people's money. Sounds like a you problem. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, Asshole Consulting. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.